Welcome back, trainers. This time we're going to be doing the power of Excadrill. Make sure you hit that like button if you do enjoy these power of videos. If you're new, subscribe because I do these all the time. Now let's go ahead and get into this. Drillburt is going to be the mole Pokemon. By spinning its body, it can dig straight through the ground at a speed of 30 miles per hour. That's pretty fast going through dirt there. I just love how it sniffs the ground, absolutely hilarious. Moving on to Excadrill, the subterranean Pokemon. More than 300 feet below the surface, they build maze-like nests. Their activities can be destructive to the subway tunnels. So that sounds pretty not good, but Excadrill is an awesome looking Pokemon. It's actually pretty tiny too, so let's go ahead and listen to their cries here. So I did do this lucky trade yesterday, in which it turned out absolutely fantastic. I went ahead and completely maxed it out, as you can see here. I do have several others on standby that have decent IVs, either from a hatch or catch in the wild from Weather Boost, or just good IVs in general. I'll get around to those. Is it worth powering up multiple of them? We'll get more into that. Let's go ahead and take a look at the IVs on this here though. We're sitting at 15, 15, 12. Absolutely worthy of a power up, and that's why I went ahead and did that, as well as investing a few more rare candies to completely top it off. Now, taking a look at my current top best ground type prior to maxing out the Excadrill, that was going to be my Groudon 100% IV sitting at 30.9 DPS. Now the Excadrill completely maxed out. Mud Slap and Drill Run is going to be sitting at 33.4 DPS. So, wow guys, this thing is performing absolutely fantastic. I love it. The only downfall is it is going to be picking up a few more weaknesses, but with that steel typing, it does pick up plenty of resistances, which is going to help it in the long run, which we will be taking a look at those raids in the very end. So stay tuned to that if you want to see it in action. Absolutely fantastic. And then comparing it to my second best ground type prior as well, that is going to be Garchomp with Mud Shot and Earthquake sitting at 30 DPS flat. All right, so Excadrill, guys, is it worth investing in and powering up? I'm going to tell you yes. At the moment, if you do have a good one, I certainly would recommend you use it and power it up, because the thing puts in work. All right, it's just a great investment all around. A little bit fragile, but it's okay. So it is going to be a ground and steel type. Max CP 3,244, attack 255, absolutely fantastic. Defense 139, stamina 242. Taking a look at the weaknesses, it's going to be weak to fighting, fire, ground, and water. But here is the fun part. And if you're wondering why does it look like that with the color, well, that's what the shiny looks like. It's going to be resisting poison so much because of the steel and ground type, as well as electric, because both of those types do resist it, as well as rock. So resisting those three quite significantly, as well as Bug, Dragon, Fairy, Flying, Normal, Psychic, and Steel type. Moves are going to be, for the quick moves, Metal Claw and Mud Slap. And then for the charge moves, you have Earthquake, Iron Head, Rock Slide, and Drill Run. Quite a in-depth move pool here, so you can kind of pick and choose what you want to run. Now here's where the slight problem lies. I wouldn't even really call it a problem, just a little dilemma. So if you're going to be going up against things that are weak to ground, that's going to be rock, steel, and electric types, right? The electric types, we can put that in solid, right? Because that's the only thing electric is weak against. But steel and rock types are also going to be weak to, let's just say, fighting currently, as well as water, for the rock at least. Fighting types are going to be surpassing it as far as that is concerned. If you go up against a Heatran, which we will be taking a look at to see how well it does perform, that's a different story because both fire and steel are going to be weak to ground. Therefore, Excadrill will be outperforming any fighting type any day. Really depends. Maybe cloudy weather might help the fighting types do a little bit more, but for the most part, Excadrill is fantastic, especially going up against electric type Pokemon as well as poison, right? You do have your psychics that you can go in, but this is going to be a fun pick, a fun option if you're trying to make a unique team. So good. Now, if we take a look at the top ground attackers, Landorus, ruling that out, right? It's going to be good when it comes into Pokemon Go, but it's not currently here. So Excadrill is currently #1 as far as DPS is concerned, with Mud Slap and Drill Run sitting at 14.9 with a TDO of 384. Taking a look at the next one, that's going to be Groudon with Mud Shot and Earthquake sitting at 13.9. So Excadrill is basically a point above it, but Groudon's TDO is going to be a whole lot better than Excadrill sitting at 517. And then the next one is going to be Garchomp with Mudshot and Earthquake sitting at 13.6 with a TDO of 501. So Garchomp will be doubled up resisting that electric as well, so that is also going to be a fantastic option if you do have those. Excadrill is a fun power-up. Is it something necessary currently? Not quite, but you know, it's never going to hurt to prepare for the future for specific raids that we do get. And like we did mention, having those unique types is going to be always nice if you are that kind of person who likes to use those kind of teams. So Excadrill looking pretty good. The only thing it does have on the downfall is going to be the TDO, because it is going to be kind of glassy. Not extremely glassy, but not going to be able to last as long as Groudon or Garchomp. And I will have a link to all of the sources that I did use, Gamepress, Pokebatter, and Pvpoke in the description. So going up against things that it will be excelling in. So first we're going to take a look at the Raikou here. So Excadrill will be number 1 with Mudslap and Drill Run. It's going to take 24 of those with a time to win of 771 seconds. And then Groudon with Mudslap and Earthquake, time to win 812. So the Excadrill will be significantly surpassing it as far as time to win, but it will take a few more of those. And then Garchomp with Mudslap and Earthquake with that nice doubled up resistance, just like Excadrill. It will be having a time to win of 813 seconds. And then Mewtwo's on there because, well, electric types only have one weakness, and Mewtwo is going to be coming in with the highest DPS period. So moving on to the next one, Heatran here. Excadrill, of course, same movesets, time to win 569 seconds, then Groudon 574, and then Garchomp with a time to win of 590. So Excadrill will be coming in that number 1 spot. Takes a little bit more than the other ones, but the time to win is going to be significantly better, especially regarding the Raikou. Now going over to Pvpoke to take a look at where it does land as far as PvP in the Great League, it is looking really horrible in the high 300s. So there are the moves it's calling for, there are the key matchups, and then there are the weaknesses. Not something you're not going to want to, you definitely don't want to use it in the Great League. Let's just put it that way. Let's just move on to the Ultra League. So now it moved up to 174, looking a little bit better. Metal Claw as the quick move it's calling for, depends on the situation, Rock Slide and Earthquake, and then those are the top counter Pokemon. But here is where it's going to get a little bit better for it in the Master League, bumping all the way up to 35. So looking pretty good. It's calling for Metal Claw, Rock Slide, and Earthquake. Really depends yet again upon how you're going to be working this, and those are the top counters there. So it does have some usability as far as PvP is concerned for the Master League. As far as the other 2 leagues, you definitely don't really want to use it. Unfortunately, I did make one for the Ultra League, which I think I'm just going to end up lucky trading or something in the future. I didn't purchase a secondary move because don't want to do that yet. All right, now moving on to the raids here. Now, something to take note of, it performed fantastic and I absolutely loved it. So as you can see, it was raining, so the electric moves are boosted, of course, but we also have shadow hits left and right. This one here specifically was a one and done, so it wasn't so bad. I was just blown away by the performance. I was like, wow, this little thing is doing fantastic. Despite even getting shadow hit, it was able to do it with just one. And then we're going to go up against a Gengar and another Raichu. So hopefully this helped you out on deciding whether or not you want to make one of these. Currently, I say go for it. Make one. It's absolutely fantastic. If you have multiple with candies to spare and you're an enthusiast of the Excadrill, then sure, make a couple of them because, well, you're not going to be really going wrong here. The thing works great, but keep in mind, we will be getting Landorus in the future, which will be outperforming it, so maybe you want to cool it on making more than like 3 or something like that. If you have 2 good ones, go for it. Otherwise, hold off on a little bit until we do get that legendary, but who knows when that's going to happen. With that said, trainers, thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a big thumbs up. If you're new, subscribe, and I will continue to keep you posted on things you want to know for Pokemon Go, and I'll be catching you all next time. Take care.